Hey, it's surfing. Victorian report, Sunday 19th of July 2026. Victoria has settled into a classic midwinter pattern with high pressure delivering light winds, cool mornings and clean surf across much of the coastline. The large southern ocean swell that dominated earlier in the week has eased into a more manageable range, but there is still enough long period energy to produce quality waves at the state's exposed breaks. Are you going to do the camera work for us, Chloe? Well, if you can keep an eye out for the sets and hunt down some waves. Oh, there's some kayakers over there. You can put the camera on those. Today is expected to favour clean conditions rather than raw size. The standout regions are the surf coast for consistency and the Mornington Peninsula and Phillip Island for surfers chasing more powerful beach breaks. A weak cold front is forecast to approach Western Victoria later on Tuesday, with more noticeable changes likely from Wednesday onwards. Today's state overview is the high pressure system is drifting east over the Tasman Sea, maintaining light northerly winds and calm seas across Victoria. Make sure you keep that camera steady, otherwise people watching will end up feeling sick. The marine overview is a primary swell from the south-westerly direction. Offshore swell is 1 metre to 1.5 metres, increasing to 1.5 to 2 metres west of Cape Otway. Swell period approximately 12 to 14 seconds. Winds northerly at 10 to 15 knots, lighter early. Seas below 1 metre. Weather, partly cloudy with cool winter temperatures. The northerly wind direction is favourable for most Victorian south-facing beaches and reefs, producing clean surf conditions through the morning. Surf Coast and Torquay. The Surf Coast remains the benchmark for quality. Today's lighter swell combines with offshore northerly winds to produce clean, well-shaped reef waves across Torquay and Bells. Expected surf, Bells Beach is 3 to 4 feet, Winkipop 3 to 4 feet, Jan Juck 2 to 4 feet, Torquay Point 2 to 3 feet, Cozy Corner 1 to 2 foot, open beaches west of Bells 3 to 4 foot. The reduced swell means the reefs will be more approachable than earlier in the week, while still delivering occasional larger sets due to the lingering long period energy. Best surf window is sunrise through late morning. The combination of offshore winds and lighter crowds should provide excellent conditions before any afternoon breeze develops. Tides. A typical morning low followed by a late morning to early afternoon high will favour reef breaks as water depth increases. Local tide predictions should be checked for individual breaks before heading out. Hazards today around the region, although cleaner, long period swells still produce occasional wide sets. Sweep around Bells and Winkipop remains noticeable, particularly near the lower stages of the tide, and the rating for Torquay is 9 out of 10. Mornington Peninsula enjoys one of its cleanest days of the week. North to northeasterly winds provide offshore conditions across the exposed ocean beaches, while the swell continues easing into a highly surfable range. Expected surf around Gunnamatta is 3 to 5 feet. St Andrews 3 to 5 foot. Rye Back Beach 3 to 4 foot. Portsea Back Beach 4 to 6 foot. Flinders 2 to 4 foot. The reduced swell should allow better bank definition and more makeable walls than earlier in the week. Best surf window is early morning through midday. Offshore winds should hold through most of the morning before gradually weakening. Tides. The incoming tide through the morning should improve wave shape across many beach breaks, particularly where banks have developed after this week's swell. Hazards. Rips remain active around Gunnamatta and Portsea despite the smaller surf. Clean conditions can make the ocean appear less powerful than it really is. Mornington Peninsula rating, 8 out of 5. 8.5 out of 10. Moving on to Phillip Island on the Bass Coast. Phillip Island remains one of Victoria's strongest performers today. The lighter swell still provides enough energy for Woolamai, while the northerly airflow keeps conditions clean across many expected and exposed beaches. Cape Woolamai will come in at a 3 to 5 feet range. Forest Caves, 2 to 4 foot range. Smiths Beach, 2 to 3 foot range. Surfy's Point, 2 to 3 foot. YCW, 1 to 2 foot. Cap Bay, 1 to 2 foot. Bass Coast beaches around Kilcunda should remain slightly larger than the protected island locations, but with more current. Best window, first light until early afternoon. Light winds should continue for much of the day in the area. Hazards, deep gutters and persistent sweep remain the primary concerns around Woolamai despite the easing swell. 8 out of 10 for Phillip Island and Bass Coast. East Gippsland continues under relatively settled conditions. The Bureau forecasts west to northwesterly winds around 10 knots, becoming north to northeasterly later today. Seas remain below 1 metre with a southerly swell of 1 to 1.5 metres, increasing to 1.5 to 2 metres in the far east. Lake's entrance is 1 to 2 foot. 90 Mile Beach is 2 to 3 foot. Cape Conran 3 to 4 foot. And Malakuta region 3 to 5 foot. Conditions improve steadily through the day, particularly on the more exposed beaches east of Lake's entrance. Late morning through mid-afternoon would be the best window to aim for. Ocean bars and coastal entrances remain hazardous around changing tides despite generally calm sea conditions. 6.5 out of 10 for East Gippsland. Here comes a nice set, Chloe.
Yeah, but I think this area is kind of shy. It's not doing a lot of waves than over there.
Ah, right.
I would prefer being over in that area where it's like kind of waves, but also not too many waves, so it's chaotic.
Ah,
I think it would be good for someone who's just trying to start surfing.
There's a lot of rocks though, isn't there?
Yeah.
Beginners don't like those, do they?
I don't know.
Okay.
I would like.
Well, I'm moving on to the week ahead. Do you want to listen?
Sure.
Or what do you want to call it?
Week ahead, Monday, mostly sunny with strengthening northwesterly winds around 15 to 20 knots.
Residual southwest swell continues around 1 to 2 metres in the west, smaller elsewhere. Mornington Peninsula and Phillip Island should offer the best combination of size and offshore winds. Rating 7 out of 10.
Tuesday, light northerly winds continue before a weak cold front approaches Western Victoria late in the day. Surf remains modest with exposed beaches holding the most consistent waves. Rating 6 out of 10.
Do you want to read the next one, Theo? We're on to Wednesday.
The approaching front is expected to bring a fresh pulse
Yep.
of southwest swell to the western Victoria with increasing northerly wind ahead of the change.
Ahead of the change, and showers developing across the Surf Coast region. The surf coast should be the first to see improving swell, while Mornington Peninsula and Phillip Island are likely to build later. Rating 7 out of 10, improving through the day.
Thursday, fresh southwest swell should continue behind the front, although westerly winds may reduce quality on exposed beaches. Protected surf coast reefs are likely to become the best option again. Rating 6.5 out of 10.
Friday's forecast confidence decreases, but current guidance suggests easing winds and settling swell as another ridge of high pressure develops. Rating 6 out of 10.
Water temperature. Approximate.
Yep.
Sea temperatures remain consistent across southern Victoria. Surf coast 14
degrees Celsius.
14 degrees Celsius. Mornington Peninsula 14 degrees Celsius. Phillip Island the same. East Gippsland 13 and 14 degrees Celsius.
A quality 4-3 wetsuit remains the ideal choice, with boots recommended for reef breaks and longer winter sessions. Now for the final call.
Sunday offers clean, classic Victoria's winter surf.
The surf coast is again the standout for overall quality, with offshore northerly winds and clean reef waves in the 3 to 4 foot range.
The Mornington Peninsula and Phillip Island provide the best options for surfers chasing more size with clean 3 to 5 foot beach breaks and favourable offshore winds.
East Gippsland remains smaller but enjoyable, particularly on the more exposed beaches east of Lake's entrance.
Looking ahead, Monday remains clean, Tuesday is steady, and Wednesday should see the arrival of next meaningful southwest swell as a weak cold front approaches Western Victoria.
Do you want to say hey, it's surfing? Thanks for tuning in.
Hey, it's surfing!
Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, tomorrow morning.